Hello and welcome to another edition of Son of Kaiju Review. I'm Brodomet.
Tank!
And today we'll be taking a look at the Ray Harryhausen classic, Clash of the Titans.
But I believe when we put the DVD in... No, wait, Blu-ray. Was it a Blu-ray?
It was a Blu-ray.
When we put the Blu-ray in, we almost got like 7 minutes of the remake.
No, it was a 5-minute teaser and like making of for the remake of the movie instead of the movie that we wanted to watch. It's like, hey, watch this crappier movie because we really need to make some money off of it. It did not do very well. We're trying to hype it up. This original 1981 Clash of the Titans. This one's a great movie. That's just a spoiler for this podcast. It's a great movie. It's a classic for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Using the medium of Hollywood cinema to retell Greek stories.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think it's more a mishmash of Greek mythologies
Yeah,
rather than any one specific one.
They kind of put them all together-ish.
But the film starts with King Acrisius of Argos imprisoning his daughter Danae and her son Perseus into a coffin and sending them out to sea.
And apparently this ticks Zeus off enough to pretty much destroy his land.
By having Poseidon release the Kraken. Except he doesn't say that yet.
Nope.
The gods in this movie are temperamental.
Yeah. If they don't go their way, they do things.
Which does track for actual mythology. So.
Yeah.
Also, the reason that Zeus was pissed off at Acrisius is because Zeus slept with Danae, so Perseus is his son. So Perseus is technically a demigod.
Yep. There's no, what's the word? Everyone knows Zeus is a man whore.
They're just like, oh yeah, no, he sleeps with like...
Yeah, he'll sleep with gods, he'll sleep with humans.
I'm pretty sure Thetis, who is like the main villain of this movie, kind of, tells Hera, Zeus's wife, is like, oh, he's turned into a ray of light, a swan, a bull. He slept around with everybody.
Yep. He's like...
And somehow Hera isn't super pissed off, but it's just like gossip between the goddesses.
It's like, he wouldn't do that. Oh yeah, he would.
But whereas the Kraken destroys Argos, Danae and Perseus are just, thanks to Poseidon's influence, are taken to the island of Seriphos.
Seriphos?
Yes.
Zeus does crush the statue, or the mold of
The king.
And pretty much just
kills him. And just wipes out the whole kingdom. It's not even the kingdom. It's not like the kingdom itself is at fault for Acrisius' thing. Yeah. Zeus is like, oh, he had a beautiful daughter and hid her away all to himself. What an asshole. And then, when she gets pregnant, because of my god seed, because I'm a fucking god, he has the gall to have her murdered.
Yep.
So, fuck him and his whole kingdom. It's like, wait, we didn't sign up for this. We just live here.
We're just trying to live our...
Also, this movie has nudity. There's brief glimpses of nudity.
Yep.
But they're tasteful.
Yes, there is no sexual parts of it at all. It's just like...
The earliest we see is Danae breastfeating Perseus.
Yep, and then
who was a baby.
Then they're walking down the beach when he's a little bit older. And...
But that's a behind the shot, so
yeah.
Can't get in trouble for that. But that's like accurate to Greek.
Yeah, the Greeks walked around naked all the time. They didn't care.
I wouldn't say they walked around completely naked, but nudity wasn't a taboo like it is in a puritanical America.
Oh God, a nipple! Blasphemy!
Blood and guts? That's fine.
A part of a human body? Whore!
That girl's shoulder showing? Get her out of school! Kick her out!
At certain times, that probably would have happened.
That has happened. I have no doubt. But anyway, Perseus grows up into a man. Meanwhile, Thetis is upset with Zeus at about this point because her son, Calibos, has been turned into a monster because he's an asshole.
Apparently, he's, like, killed and robbed and did terrible things, so Zeus made him into a beast man.
And not that beast man.
No. He's cool.
But, like, the one big no-no that he did was destroying almost all of Zeus's sacred flying horses, with only one surviving, Pegasus. Now, here's the thing. Calibos was originally going to be set to wed to Andromeda, the... Wait, is it?
The goddess of...
Yeah, no, Andromeda, the daughter of Cassiopeia, the queen of Joppa, which is where a big chunk of this movie takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Serphos, that's forgotten about.
For a bit. I think they go back, I think.
But that is just like, well, you turn my son into a monster, but your son, he gets to live his life in peace on an island? It's like, yeah, it's not like he did anything wrong. He's just a baby. Your kid literally murdered a bunch of people.
Yep.
It's like, for as much as the gods are kind of assholes in this movie for just playing with people's lives, mm-hmm. I side with Zeus on this one.
Yeah. So, what happens, she ends up taking...
the clay doll of Perseus.
Yes, and putting it in... When it first showed up, I thought it was like the gladiator arena.
No, apparently it was an amphitheater near Joppa.
Mm-hmm.
And there Perseus, who is confused as all heck, wonders just what the heck is going on, and he meets a guy named Ammon, who is played by Burgess Meredith. Who basically is like, well, you're near Joppa. This is the amphitheater. I'm a poet. You're Perseus? Oh, I know about you. I wrote a play about. I wrote a poem about you. Here, have this wooden sword.
Mm-hmm.
And upon finding out that Perseus was transported to just outside of Joppa, he's like, okay, Hera, Athena, Aphrodite, you all give Perseus some useful tools. You give him a helmet that can turn him invisible. You give him a really sweet-ass shiny sword. And you give him a shield that'll be super important later on.
So pretty much he notices these gifts because he notices the sword first because, it's shiny.
No, he notices the helmet first.
Oh, the helmet? Because of the shiny.
But the first one he picks up is the sword.
But then the shield starts talking.
Like, hey, I'm Zeus. I'm your dad. Hold on to this shield. It's going to be super important later. No spoilers. I can't say any more than that. There's a Titan level spoiler tag here.
Then, they...
So Perseus uses the helmet to walk all the way to Joppa.
Yep.
Before unveiling himself to no one's surprise because nobody was paying attention. And also he takes it off like halfway there.
And there's people behind him. They're like...
Ammon's like, you should have brought your sword. You should have grabbed your sword before leaving. You just left with your sword. I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to be Burgess Meredith about this. It's like, whatever. I'm Burgess Meredith.
He's not Mickey from Rocky.
No, but he is still pretty cool. But once he reaches Joppa, he sees all the, peddlers and merchants in the area, but also learns that there are, bonfires involving people.
Yep.
People being burned at the stake for not properly answering
a riddle.
Apparently, each suitor gets a different riddle, as put out by Andromeda. And those who can't answer the riddle get burned at the stake. If you can't answer the riddle, you can marry Andromeda. There's a lot of A's in this movie. Blah, 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 blah.
Andromeda.
Blah. Yeah. So, like, that night, Perseus uses the helmet to sneak into Andromeda's bedroom and witnesses her ghost leave her body and leave with a giant vulture with a cage.
It's Corbinite.
I was going to say, the whole thing kind of reminded me of Corbinite from Pokemon. And the taxi service. Although I forgot to look it up, there is an actual vulture Pokemon, and I can't remember what it's called. Comments, leave us with it.
Yes, help us out, please. So he goes back to Virgin Meredith.
Yes.
And he goes, how can we follow a bird that big?
So, I don't know, but I think I have an idea. I heard a rumor that, like, at midnight on a full moon, Pegasus shows up to drink water at a certain pond. Let's go scope that out.
Small story short, he catches the flying horsey.
There is a slight battle, but it's just more like, hey, calm down. Calm down. I just want to ride you. I just want to ride you. I'm just going to jump on your back and surprise you. Surprise butt sex. No surprise butt sex.
Yeah, it's a pretty horse, but we don't need to go that far.
But no, because Perseus manages to tame Pegasus, they manage to use him to fly to where Andromeda's spirit is being taken and learn that it's Calibos.
Calibos.
Who was, like, alternatively portrayed with, like, a costumed actor and stop motion. It's like costumed actor for anything showing, like, above the chest.
Yep.
And the prosthetic work is really good.
Great.
And, like, for, like, whole body shots and anything where more than just his upper body is in frame, they use a stop motion.
Mm-hmm. So he's like a beast man, but like goat legs and dang near Jersey Devil looking-ish.
I remember, like, a shot from this movie, not because I had never seen this movie until just before we just the day before we recorded this podcast, but I remember seeing Calibos in the Encyclopedia of Monsters, which I want to get my hands on one day. It's an old 80s book talking about just monsters from all over the place. Movia, mythology.
Interesting.
It's non-comprehensive. It glosses over quite a bit, but that's my childhood there.
Yeah.
That's like the one book I checked out the most from my local library because they probably still have a copy of it.
Or if they do, they might have remastered it or something. Who knows?
I don't think they ever re-released it, but I know that, like, Amazon has it used for like $60 last I checked. So, given that it's an old book that never got reprinted, that's a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah.
In fact, the last time I was at the library, it was actually to look through the book. So, at the very least, I know that as of several years ago, I don't remember how long, but several years ago, they still had it. They still had their copy.
I don't remember the last time I've been in the library.
I've not needed to go there because internet.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember reading the article on Calibos. I just remember they had a picture of him. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's a memorable picture.
Yep. A man that has horns and
a tail and claws.
Yep. So
basically, he's the one who's been giving Andromeda the
riddles
for the suitors to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And Perseus, having hidden himself with the helmet, he finds out what the answer is. It's like, I know what the answer is.
I'm gonna get that lady.
I can't even. I can completely understand why none of those suitors were able to answer the riddle. All the riddles lead back to Calibos.
Yep.
And everybody in Joppa is afraid of Calibos. Because he has cursed the land.
Yes, apparently he has cursed the land, and, well, that's actually quite genius of, they have to answer a riddle that they might never have heard of before.
I don't know why the city just was like, capitulates to like, well, I guess we gotta burn that guy. He didn't answer the riddle. It's like, okay. Granted, I don't know how curses work in your mythology.
Not me neither. No.
But while he's sneaking off, Perseus's footprints are spotted by Calibos, and he and Perseus get into a fight in the swamps.
Yep. And he ends up losing the helmet.
And later on, Zeus is like, "Wait, where did the helmet go?" The thing is like he dropped it in a swamp. It's lost forever. He can't just reach down and pick it up. It's gone. It's gone. It's like, okay, give him your owl, friend.
He's like, no.
No.
Well,
do I need to make it a command? Because I just made it a command. It's like, God damn it.
Well, you're not going to get my original owl, so we're going to give you a robot owl. A mechanical owl.
But that becomes prominent later on. because during the fight, Perseus chops off one of Calibos' hands and retreats.
Yep.
And Calibos is like, Mom! This asshole cut off my hand! Could you kill him or something? And Thetis is like, no, I can't do that. He's Zeus' son. It's like, oh man, Mom. But you know what I'll do? I'll put a curse on all his loved ones. Except his mom, because she stopped being relevant in the movie as soon as he grew up into an adult.
Yeah, pretty much.
She is not in this movie. That's why we haven't mentioned it.
She doesn't. I don't believe she had any speaking scenes.
I mean, aside from shouting no while being sealed in the coffin thing.
True.
No, stop.
Oh. Then, so he gets there and he
gets where, Brian? He gets the Temple of Joppa or whatever.
Yeah. And he pretty much tells. So she recognizes him from a dream.
Andromeda.
Yeah.
Recognizes Perseus.
Mm-hmm. It's you. You've seen him before? And just only in my dreams.
It's my literal dream boy.
Fangirling and everything. No. That word wasn't even in existence at the time. Tell me the riddle.
It's some complicated one,
Yeah.
but ultimately the answer is the ring that Calibos wore on his hand, which he presents to everybody. It's like, here's Calibos' hand. I chopped it off. Also, that's the answer to the riddle, the ring on his hand.
Yep.
No wonder nobody could figure it out. It's almost, well, you're all fucking Calibos.
Yep. Calibos.
Fuck that guy. I chopped off his hand.
So they start to wed, and then the mother
Thetis?
yes, starts saying she is more beautiful than.
Oh, Andromeda says that.
Yeah.
Andromeda compares or Cassiopeia compares Andromeda's beauty to be as though it were more than Thetis's, which pisses Thetis off.
Thetis ends up. Her face appears on her own statue, and then her anger or her power just like breaks the head off of the statue. And
I feel it's worth mentioning. I forgot to mention this, but for a good chunk of the movie, I was like, "What? Why does this lady look so familiar?" It's Maggie Smith who played Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter movies. Just wanted to mention that.
Okay. I haven't watched a Harry Potter movie in a while, so
I haven't watched a Harry Potter movie. Period.
Oh.
Just not interested. Especially not nowadays, but
that's fine.
But yeah, Thetis is like, oh no, you know what? And Cassiopeia, you gotta sacrifice Andromeda to the Kraken in like a month.
Yep.
I'm giving you a timeline. I'm giving you a time limit. Do it.
So they have to figure out there is no way a man would know how to stop the Kraken, but maybe 3 blind old ladies might.
So, so Perseus and his crew, which involves Andromeda because she forced herself along, is like, no, if you're going along, I'm coming to with you. I am your fiancé. You're gonna like it. It's like,
all right, fine.
Fine.
It's not worth the argument.
So they go to visit the Stygian witches, and Perseus manages to steal their eye. It's like, I'll give you back the eye if you tell me how to beat the Kraken.
And their way is they say there is no way to defeat the Kraken. Then the third one finally,
it's like,
well, if you go to this part of the land and
the Isle of the Dead,
they get picked up by death.
No, it's Charon, the ferryman of the River Styx.
Oh.
I mean, he looks like death, but
Well, so does Skeletor.
Yes, but he's not death itself. He's just the transporter.
So he has to use the head of
Medusa.
And her effects look great.
Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, Medusa is a woman who was cursed for comparing herself favorably compared to Aphrodite, and Aphrodite is like, nah.
So now I'm gonna make
you're a snake-haired woman
with a snake body-ish.
That varies on interpretations. I have seen just the hairs being snakes, but Castlevania depicts it as just a head with snake hairs, or how she's depicted in this movie, minus the bow and arrow.
Yeah, I've seen her also in every God of War besides the newer ones, but
it's not like she's relevant to Norse mythology.
No,
so.
But a little different besides the nudity in the God of War with her boobage out.
Nudity. We bring it up again for reasons. I swear it's important to the plot, I guess.
I don't know. That's like the only difference is that she's got no top or something. Okay, so him and his merry men and woman go to the island of the dead.
Well, no. Partway there, Perseus attempts to persuade Andromeda to turn back because they're going to the island of the dead.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a dangerous place. Could you hurt? It's like, no, I'm coming with you. It's like, all right, you get some sleep now.
We're gonna be leaving at dawn.
And then she wakes up and Perseus is gone, and Ammon's like, he just shrugs. It's like, I left without you.
Well, he left without me too, but I wasn't gonna go there.
I mean, I presumably he got told, okay, you take her back to Java.
Hey,
Java.
Okay, so pretty much most of his men. One gets taken out by a scorpion that.
That happens later.
No.
No, they go to face Medusa and.
Oh yeah.
He goes in with 2 of Joppa's soldiers because like a whole retinue came with him, including his friend. Follow.
So followed.
Follow followed. But while they're trying to not stare at Medusa, not look at Medusa because her gaze can turn men to can turn all living and dead things to stone. Trying to avoid eye contact. She uses her bow and arrows to lure the men out and kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So Perseus is like, okay, I gotta use my reflective shield that Dad gave me just trying to look at Medusa without her seeing me.
Yeah. So before they even start fighting Medusa, they find a guy who was turned to stone.
They find a bunch of guys who are turned to stone.
He touches one of them, and then it just falls over and just shatters.
It's like, well, shit.
It's like, that's not good.
But anyway, Perseus is kind of sneaking around using the shield to... Yeah, at one point he sets up the shield to reflect him so that Medusa thinks that he's where the shield is.
So she shoots the arrow and hits the shield, and then
And then I guess it dissolves in lava or something, because it's...
no, it's the blood of Medusa.
Okay, so she gets...
Her head removed when...
Perseus decapitates her.
Yep.
While she's searching around. He's like, okay, I'm laying away. Chop!
And as the head falls, he kind of just slips, kind of rolls down, and he's seeing Medusa's face in the reflection of the shield, but he's just like, he's using, I think, his peripheral vision to try to reach and grab it.
No, I think he's using his sword, because it's all shiny and reflective.
Oh, maybe.
Meanwhile, the shield is just melting in the background.
Yeah.
It's like, It's like, okay, whatever. It saved his life.
Yep.
Dad told me these spoilers, and I was able to suss it out myself. Are you proud of me, Dad? It's like, no, yeah, you still gotta kill the Kraken, because despite the fact that I am literally king of the gods, Thetis did it, so I kind of gotta listen to her on this one.
If he's the king of the gods, I think he could rebuttal it. But
the gods are capricious in this movie. They like
very, very.
So Perseus takes the head and wraps it up in his cloak because the witches told him, it's like, okay.
Even with it being dead, it'll still turn you to stone. So just covering it up and.
Oh, I forgot to mention, before they even fight Medusa, they have to fight a two-headed dog named Dioscolos.
Dioscolos.
It's like, I saw that name in the credits under the mythicals, mythologicals, and it's like, oh, which one was he? Which one was that? Oh, it's a two-headed dog. I was like, okay.
Poor doggy.
He was a bad dog. He was trying to kill them. It's like, I don't even know where Medusa got him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, he was just eating through all the food.
Yeah, he was.
Two heads has got to be pretty hungry.
Well, when there's if they had the three-headed dog, they'd be broke.
Well, they'd be in hell.
Yeah, they would. Oh, yeah, they can.
But yeah, so then Perseus and the Joplin soldiers are starting to head back. And then Calibos is like, "Fuck, I'm gonna deal with this shit." He goes up with his now. So I don't want to say a hook hand. He's got like a trident knife for it on his stump, and he stabs Medusa's head while everybody's asleep, and the poison turns into like maggots and scorpions, and the maggots are like super unimportant, but it's ew. It's like, oh, gross. But the scorpions, they grow big, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna fight these men.
Yeah, pinch. So the scorpions pretty much take out them.
Most of them. Perseus manages to kill most of them.
Yeah.
But Calibos kills Thallo by stabbing him in the back. It's like, no. Oh. My friend.
My only friend, besides that female and that old man. And the gods, apparently. No, he seems like a very likable person.
So then Perseus and Calibos get into a sword fight, kind of.
Yep. Then he finally ends up stabbing Calibos through the stomach.
He throws his sword at the guy. It's like, oh, shit. I got stabbed in the stomach. Well, I guess I'm dead. Also, I guess you're not getting the sword back. I'm keeping it.
And then he.
Oh, I forgot the owl has shown up by this point.
Yep. The owl shows up and he's got to find find Pegasus.
I can't remember. I can't remember when the owl Bobu shows up. I think it's before they arrive with the at the Stygian witch's place or something.
Yeah, he's the one that shows them, and he's the one that takes the eye.
Yes, okay. He's the one who snatches the eye from the witches. That's how they lose the eye to Perseus. Perseus does give it back to them, but he's like, okay, here, and tosses it under the ground right in front of them. And they're like, where's the eye? We are literally blind, and we can only see one at a time. So long as one of us is holding this bauble up to our forehead. That's how mythology works.
Yep. Then Perseus tells Bobo to try to find Pegasus, and it goes into the lair of Calibos, and then he...
Calibos. It's because Calibos and his men kidnapped Pegasus.
Yeah.
So that
walk.
So that's why they had to do this whole long journey to the Stygian witches and Medusa on foot. I guess on horseback.
Yeah.
Much of it, but...
Yeah, so...
Also, Calibos, like he releases their horses while they're sleeping. It's like, now you're gonna take you forever to get back.
The Kraken's gonna kill y'all.
Yeah, Perseus kind of has to take a nap because it's
like,
a really exhausting night for him.
Yeah, so he ends up riding on Pegasus. The Kraken does appear.
Because the time limit is up, and Jesus is like, well, I guess time is up. Release the Kraken. There, I said the thing. I didn't say it before. I said something similar, but now we got to release the Kraken. And Poseidon's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, so
I don't even get any lines. I just make weird faces.
Yeah, so the gate where the Kraken is in ends up opening up, and the Kraken comes out, and
kind of looks like Ymir from 20 Million Miles to Earth.
Kinda.
Only with 4 arms and a fish tail.
Mm-hmm.
Fish leg.
So he shows up, he gets knocked off of Pegasus and falls into the water. Also, the Medusa head falls into the water.
Bobo grabs the Medusa head that's so wrapped up to take it to Perseus, so he can save Andromeda by shoving it into Kraken's face. It's like, shit. I'm turning to stone. And Perseus just holds that shit up. Like, even after the Kraken has been turned to stone, he's like, ugh!
Make sure, stay a rock.
He holds it up so hard that the Kraken shatters. She crumbles to...
And then he just chucks that head right into the water, and then Pegasus comes flying out of the water. We made a joke yesterday about, okay, no, I ain't staying in here with that creepy thing.
And then Perseus and Andromeda are married, and then the gods is like, okay, they're going to live forever in the stars as constellations. The end.
Yeah, pretty much.
This was a trip.
I believe it seemed longer during the watch a bit, due to we had to pause it slightly to go help your dad.
Yeah, we did have to interrupt the movie. Although, to be fair, the movie is almost 2 hours long anyway.
Oh!
Like, it's just a couple minutes shy of 2 hours, so it was a lengthy movie. But it was incredibly well paced.
Oh, yeah.
Harryhausen's special effects on the creatures is fantastic, as always. I mean, yes, they are dated, but it's an art form that, is almost timeless.
Timeless.
It's an art form that is unfortunately also a dying art form. You don't really get stop motion animation anymore. I can't say claymation because claymation is like Will Vinton stuff. Copyright or whatever. I finally remember the guy's name.
Yeah, yesterday you couldn't give me an answer.
I just knew that you couldn't say claymation if it didn't have something to do with this one guy, and I remembered it was Will Vinton. I didn't even look that shit up. That just popped into my head just now.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I would recommend it.
Oh yeah, this is a great. I usually want to avoid talking about like movies set in mythological settings or mythological or fantasy settings because that's a bit too easy. Of course, you could have giant creatures and all that, but this is a Ray Harryhausen movie, and this guy was fantastic with his stop motion effects. A lot of which brought a lot of giant monsters to life. So, I mean, obviously, we're going to celebrate the guy's birthday by doing another Harryhausen.
Yep.
Last year we did that by complete accident.
Yeah, we did.
It's like oh shit, it's Ray Harryhausen's birthday. I didn't even realize that.
Ray Harryhausen.
So I guess that's just gonna be a tradition now. We're gonna do Ray Harryhausen movies till we run out every June.
Okay, that works for me.
And since this was your pick, I gotta figure out what Harryhausen movie we're doing next year. But that's a topic for, next year.
Yep. We have so many days left until the next year, so. No, we don't.
Yes, we do, actually. We have so many days.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know. It's my whispering even being picked up by the microphone. I don't even know. The microphone app says that it is, but I guess not. I guess we'll just find out. But yeah, no, Clash of the Titans is a classic movie for a damn good reason.
Mm-hmm. And the remake, we don't want to discuss that because we already kind of discussed it at the start of this podcast.
I've never seen, again, like I said earlier in this podcast, this is the first time I'd seen Clash of the Titans in any form, and I have not heard any good things about the remake, let alone its sequel, other than that it got a sequel. It's like, okay.
Sequel bait.
And just from what I have seen of the remake of Clash of the Titans, it looks dirty. It looks dark and grimy like all movies from that time period looked.
Yeah. 300 was good.
Yeah, but it still has that. I mean, at the very least, it's a Zack Snyder movie, so it at least has some visual direction to differentiate it from others. But the remake of Clash of the Titans just looks unsaturated and grimy and dark, and I'm not even interested. This movie was colorful.
Oh yeah,
and fun.
Mm-hmm. Just good quality fun. It's just a fun movie.
I thought this came out in the 70s, but no, it came out in 81. It's like, huh. Okay.
Well, you weren't born yet.
No, this is a movie that's older than me, which is something I can say a lot about a lot of the movies we talk about.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
But yeah, no, this one caveat: everybody in this movie is white, despite it taking place in Greece. I don't know if they got any Greek actors to appear in this movie, but that's like the one complaint I really have about this movie, because otherwise it's great.
I would have no clue.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Burgess Meredith isn't Greek, but I'm not sure. Maybe he is. Maggie Smith, I'm pretty confident she's British because she showed up in the Harry Potter movies, but I could be wrong.
Once again, I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, at the very least, a lot of the characters sounded old-timey.
Yeah, but that was the way to speak for a movie like this.
Well, not even with like that I can't even remember what the accent is. No, this they definitely tried to go for like an older accent, an older European accent, with enunciation and shit.
Yeah. Just like, yeah, just the gods were nitpicky.
Oh yeah, they were just like, who really knew what they were like thinking at any given time? They were so goddamn capricious.
Just like
oh,
he's going to have a good day. He's turning into a monster. She's having a baby and it's living his great life.
Athena, give my son your owl. Don't argue with me, even though you are my daughter. Give my my half-god son your owl. It's like, I'm not going to give him his owl. I'm going to give him a robot owl. I'm going to go behind his back.
Shut up, Dad.
Also, like, I was aware that the owl existed going into this movie. I kind of forgot about him, but I kind of half expected the owl to just talk, like, you know, like, say, a cartoon assistant, like fucking Orko, or god damn it, the one from Thundercats.
I don't watch Thundercats.
Snarf! It's goddamn Snarf. I was expecting the owl to speak like that in kind of a high pitched and kind of slightly annoying voice, but no, it just spoke in like a mechanical hoots, beeps and whistles, and it's like, oh, okay. All right. Perseus apparently completely fluent in the language because it's a fucking literal gift from God.
He's like, all right. Oh.
I like when Perseus first finds the three gifts from the gods. Ammon is like, by the gods, and then he's like, oh, really? No, I guess that I meant that literally. Didn't mean it literally, but I guess I meant it literally.
By the gods. By the gods. By the gods.
But yeah, no, super fun movie.
Oh yeah.
Great special effects, even if they have, you know, dated a bit, but they still look great.
Mm-hmm.
Although Kraken does kind of have noodle arms. Does he have bones in those, or what?
No, they're wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men inside.
Yeah, great movie.
Oh yeah,
definitely check it out. Really fun.
We did look up, tried to look up when this movie came out yesterday, and of course the remake showed up before the original.
Yeah, it's like I googled that and I was like, "Oh, did you mean the remake?" It's like, no, I never meant the remake. Nobody who ever Google searches Clash of the Titans means the remake, ever.
It's like when you Google in Halloween, you can get the John Carpenter one, the Rob Zombie one,
So it's almost like Google has like an algorithm. Like if you're searching for something that has multiple iterations, it's going to give you the most recent iteration of that. Like I'm pretty confident if you Google search He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, you're gonna get like the 2021 cartoon or 2022
or
cartoon.
whatever's playing on Netflix right now.
Which, for the record, that one was a good show. I like that one. Mm-hmm. Real fun. But I meant to search for the 80s cartoon. No, not the early 2000s cartoon. That one was fine.
What about the one where he's actually wearing pants?
That's a full statement right there. The New Adventures of He-Man. Fucking A. That show was bad.
just randomly, just like, why is he wearing pants?
Because he's in the future.
And his loincloth look didn't work?
Like, there are a lot of things to talk about with that show, but we veered off topic significantly.
Yeah, that was my fault, because when we went looking up Clash of the Titans...
Yeah, it was entirely the remake's fault. Sorry, I'm tired. I've been busy today. But not busy enough, apparently.
interesting statement.
Anyway, check out Clash of the Titans. It's a great movie.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again and again and again and again. But not anymore.
But then again.
Then again.
Okay. Glad we got that taken care of. So until next time, I'm Protomat.
I'm Tank.
See ya.
Next time.
Bye.